السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كلام مجيد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تتجافى جنوبهم عن المضاجع يدعون ربهم خوفا وطمعا ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. وقال تعالى: وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون. وقال تعالى: إن الصلاة كانت على المؤمنين كتابا موقوتا. وقال تعالى: حافظوا على الصلوات والصلاة الوسطى وقوموا لله قانتين. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: لا تكون مثل فلان كان يقوم الليل فترك قيام الليل. صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الأمي الكريم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. أما بعد. My dear respected brothers, elders, dear friends who are listening, we are approaching the winter months, and as we know, the days are getting extremely shorter and the nights are getting extremely longer. The month of Rabi al-Thani is coming to an end, and Jum'ah al-Ula will begin in a few days' time, which means there's only 4 months left till the beginning of Ramadan. In essence, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran: يُقَلِّبُ اللَّهُ اللَّيْلَ وَالنَّهَارَ إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَعِبْرَةً لِأُولِي الْأَبْصَارِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who alternates the days and the nights. يُولِجُ اللَّيْلَ فِي النَّهَارِ وَيُولِجُ النَّهَارَ فِي اللَّيْلِ وَيُخْرِجُ الْحَيَّ مِنَ الْمَيْتِ وَيُخْرِجُ الْمَيْتَ مِنَ الْحَيِّ وَتَرْزُقُ مَن تَشَاءُ بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ. Allah mentions Allah is the one who enters the night into the day and the day into the night. This is the might and the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That in the summer we have extremely long days and really short nights, and here we cannot even call it a night in reality. And in the winter we have the exact opposite of that, complete opposite, where we have extremely short days and really long nights. That Maghrib comes before even 4 o'clock and sunrise is after 8:30 a.m. and Isha Salah begins about 6 p.m. So a person, if, let's say, performs Isha Salah and goes to sleep, and he'll sleep all the way until 8 a.m., 14 hours sleep, and then wake up, and he has not missed a single Salah. Subhanallah. This is the might of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But in essence, in reality, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives this to the believer. So the Sahaba would say that the winter, this is the season for the Muslim. The winter is a season for the Muslim. Here, unfortunately, living in the West, we have Halloween which passed, we'll have bonfire night in a few days' time, then there is Christmas, then there is New Year's, then there is Boxing Day sales, New Year sales. So, people who like to enjoy themselves, they say this is the season to be merry, the season to be jolly, the season to enjoy. People who like to make money, shopkeepers will say this is the season to make money. The taxi drivers will say this is the season to make money. In reality, this is the season to make our akhirah. Make our akhirah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lengthens the night, shortens the day. And statistics even show that people in these winter months, more crimes are committed, more murders are committed, more rape and abuse cases come to surface, more robberies are committed, more crime is committed generally, because people hide in the darkness of the nights and they use this as a cover to do their plotting and scheming and their misdeeds. This is why it's extremely important as Muslims, myself and yourselves and us all, to appreciate the gift Allah has given us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a lengthy night to remember Him, to make dua for Him. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to make dua from him. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked which dua is most accepted? The Prophet ﷺ said, Duburu salawat al-maktubat, that dua which is made after the fard salah straight away. وَفِي جَوْفِ اللَّيْلِ, and that dua which is made in the emptiness of the night. When people are sleeping, in the emptiness, the hollowness of the night, a person wakes up, performs wudu, stands before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, raises his hands and says, Ya Rabb, asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the echo of his remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is echoing in his home and in that vicinity. And the angels yearn to hear this. The angels seek such people, such gatherings, such individuals and homes, so they can come and attend and visit and be in your company. This is a time to reap reward, to turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At the same time, a time to protect ourselves. Sins are openly happening, and you're invited to sin, even within your own homes, on the televisions, on the mobile phones, in the schools, in the colleges, universities. Person just drives through the town center and it's difficult. He's gone for shopping with his family, it's difficult. Things are encouraging him to spend and things are around. We must understand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set for us our salah. Hafidhu ala salawat. Protect your salah. If you protect your salah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect you. And in these winter months, when the days are extremely short, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib come together. So it's important for us to perform our salah and perform them on that time. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us to protect our salah. وَالصَّلَاةِ الْوُسْطَى, especially the salah in the middle, Asr salah. Many people at work, this time of Asr salah is the most quietest time in any masjid in the whole of Scotland. In the winter, go to any masjid in Scotland, Salatul Asr is the quietest. Many masjid there is no one to come. Wallahi, I have witnessed this, and many of you may have witnessed this as well. Many masajid in Scotland in the winter for Asr Salah there is no one there, apart from the Imam or maybe one person behind him. There is no one to call adhan, sometimes no one to lead the Salah as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows our circumstances, and Allah doesn't allow us to abandon Salah or give us rukhsa or leeway to do what we want. Some people will come home in the evening and do qada of all the salah of the day. Or some people have this misconception they can read their salah before the time. They read all the salah at once and then the time won't have entered for Asr or Maghrib and people are performing salah. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna salata kanat ala al-mu'minina kitaba mawquta. Verily salah is fixed on its appointed time for the believers. And this is a sign of a believer that we show alertness, attentiveness and attention to our salah. Because only the munafiqeen, وَإِذَا قَامُوا إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ قَامُوا كُسَالًا, when they come for salah, even if they come for salah, they come very lazy. They have a very lethargic, lazy attitude towards their salah, towards their ibadah. It's extremely important to make the most out of our days and the nights as well. And the days are so important, subhanAllah. If a person wants to fast on the Monday and the Thursday and the 3 white days of the lunar month, very easy for him. The person needs to make qada of his fast, very easy for him. The woman needs to make qada of her Ramadan fast that she may have missed due to her days, very easy for her. People in Ramadan commit excuses, I cannot fast, I am ill, I have this, I have that. Okay, fair enough, you have an illness which is approved by a doctor and a sheikh and imam, no problem. But the ulama mentioned, don't just give fidya straight away. People start giving fidya and say, I cannot fast at all. Try in the winter months. Very easy for a person to fast in the winter months. If you can still not fast in the winter months, then the hukam, the ruling is you give fidya. Not that you don't fast completely ever in your life. This is a misunderstanding people have. It's an opportunity for us to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially when Ramadan is fast approaching. When Ramadan is fast approaching, 4 months left and Ramadan will be here. So this entire winter, if me and you, we use this in preparation for Ramadan, our winter will be protected and our Ramadan will be beautiful also. Our Ramadan will be made easy for us and fruitful also. This is a month where this is a season, the winter where we can assist people. You know, many people who are homeless, many people who struggle to pay their bills, many people are in need, Muslims and non-Muslims. And this is our duty as believers, as the Ummah of Rasulullah to take care of one another, especially not just the Muslims, even the non-Muslims also. Wherever we can help, we can assist, we can be of use, we can be of benefit to the elderly, to the orphans, to the widows, to our neighbors. It's a time to check up on people who are vulnerable, who may be ill, and use this opportunity also to fulfill their rights and get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we can see in many aspects how much goodness we can achieve. But on the other hand, if a person lets this opportunity go to waste, his salah will be missed. A person will miss his salah. A person may indulge in haram actions. A person may waste his time very easily. First by saying, I'm going to perform Aisha Salah at the beginning time, 7 p.m. Then I have the whole night. Rather than sleeping or rather than performing tahajjud or reciting the Quran or doing good actions, he will sit in front of the television. He will open his laptop or his tablet or his mobile phone, and hours are spent on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, and all these other things, on YouTube and other platforms. So many hours are spent and he's so tired he falls asleep. Even though Fajr is so late, he ends up missing Fajr. It's a good opportunity for us to encourage our children to perform Salah on time as well. We wake them up for school, wake them up a little earlier and say you can perform 2 rakat of Fajr, then go to school in the state of wudu. Very easy for us. Only needs and requires a bit of attention, a bit of focus, and you see how you can benefit, your household can benefit, and the masjid can benefit, the Muslim Ummah can benefit, and even the non-Muslims can benefit. And due to these actions, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses in this dunya and the akhirah. It is extremely important, first of all, to safeguard ourselves from haram and from wrongdoing. I will finish with one incident. Once one tabi'i, Farid bin Shihab, rahimahullah, he came in the company of Salman al-Farisi radiallahu ta'ala, who was a great companion of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He came to observe his life, to see what his daily habits were, his actions were, to learn from him. And when it would be night time, Farid bin Shihab, rahimahullah, he would stay awake the entire night, seeing what does Salman al-Farisi radiallahu ta'ala do. And he thought, this is a great Sahabi, he will stand the whole night from Aisha to Fajr in Salah. Salman al-Farisi went to sleep after Aisha Salah. He woke towards the end of the night, performed some Qiyamul Layl, Tahajjud Salah, performed his Fajr and did his Azkar of the morning, and then he came into the gathering of the people. And people said, oh Salman, this individual, he belittled your actions, thought that maybe you would stand the whole night, you only stood a little part of the end, and he thought, this is too less for him. So Salman al-Farisi said to him, when people retreat at night to their homes, there are 3 types of people. One is that person, the night is not against him, not for him. One is that person, the night is in his favor and not against him. And the third is that person, the night is against him and not in his favor. The person who performs Salatul Aisha and Salatul Fajr and in between just goes to sleep, doesn't do anything wrong, doesn't do anything good, just goes to sleep. The night is neither in his favor nor against him. A person who performs or who retreats at night, but he abuses the darkness of the night and he commits sin, the night is against him. And that person who observes Salatul Aisha, Salatul Fajr, and then a portion of the night he separates, he dedicates for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the night is in his favor. So you have these long nights, you have these short days. This is the season for us to reap reward and get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's make the most of this in preparation for Ramadan and abstain from sin and get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you will see how when Ramadan comes we will be ready to benefit from Ramadan and how it will be passed beautifully. May Allah grant me and all tawfiq and ability. Ameen. Jazakumullah.